Majesty, Your Highness, Your Excellencies, good people of Artemisia, I bring before you the glorious Barony of Goth, Baroness of Arnhold.
Ooh.
Your Majesties, Your Highness, the populace comes before you now. Magnifica Malatesta, Baroness of Griffin's Lair.
Ooh.
Welcome again, Eric.
Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, on this day, the demon decapod did come before us on these lands. Comes before you, Raven and Saja, Baron and Baroness of Loch, to give news of the defeat of it.
Your Majesties, your visitor from Callantir, the Baroness Jambert, request presence to join you in your court today.
Please. Welcome again, Your Excellency.
Your Majesties, the parliament may be seated.
Would you again do us the honor?
Master Turret?
Terry.
Terry still there?
I was called to work, Your Majesty's son.
All right. Master Killian?
We know.
Okay, good.
I'm just holding this in case you tried to run away.
Hey, this was like, oh shit. I was trying so hard to do today.
Mistress Malkin? As the newest member of the world, I hope everybody had half as much fun as I did, because I had a lot of fun today. Watching the tournament was hilarious, and it looked like everybody was having a great time as well. It was good to see some of the arts that were displayed and out. I know the Needleworking Guild was out, showing off their stuff. We had scribal things that you could take part in and kind of try your hand at. I know there was other stuff. There was just a lot of stuff. Bonsai class. Bonsai.
We all learned how to say bonsai. Yes, it has been a great day. As we mentioned earlier, an event near and dear to our hearts, and again, after so long away, and particularly considering that this was the last event that we had 2 years ago that felt normal. And what we had today really felt like a step more towards normal. Watching everybody enjoy themselves, seeing the classes that were available, the arts and sciences competition, the tournaments. It felt normal, and it felt like we can get back to doing what we love so much for real. And that has kind of been a hallmark of our reign, kind of getting back to normal. And this really, really was a big step for us in doing that. So we thank all of you for being here, for coming back after dinner break, for enjoying yourselves, and just being here, because the SCA is made up of moments. And today, those moments happen, and we created an environment where those moments are more inclined to happen. And it gives us so much hope that soon we will be able to do this on a regular basis, and we won't have to worry so much about whether or not everything is going to be shut down again. So this has really just been what we needed as a barony and as a kingdom. So thank you all. Your Excellencies all assembled, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate having you down here. Your Excellency, thank you for traveling so far to join us as well. So thank you. It's been a great day.
Their Majesties call before their presence, Milady Aaliyah Dispenser.
Please join us.
In the plague times, there were many, many great efforts that were made to keep us all connected. While we could not participate and be together, one of those things that happened was the Great Bardic War that had taken place completely online, and it was a worldwide event that Artemisia won, by the way. And this young lady was a huge part of that, and words have come to us from the Kingdom of Palantir of all places, Your Excellency, of your word fame, and there is something that we have asked Her Excellency Amanda to present.
Now, this is not from Amanda, this is from Palantir, but she has the words, so.
From the Kingdom of Palantir, words have come to us from one of the judges. In fact, from my understanding, several of the judges were so greatly impressed. Let me read these words. Aaliyah, it was my great privilege to judge the youth competitors of the recent Bardic Wars. You impressed me to tears. One of my first thoughts upon conclusion of your performance was that Master Mikhail the Ram would have been impressed by your grace and obvious talents. Master Mikhail the Ram was a bard of great renown in the Kingdom of Palantir, who is known for bardic music. He was known for carrying a staff, and a staff was actually commissioned and made just for you. In the words here that I thought you would want to hear, Mikhail believed the future of our dream was, as is, the children of the society. He believed in fostering learning of your skills and talents in honing those. Mikhail loved the kids and could not wait for story time. He also believed there was no such thing as too young to be a bard. You embody that spirit. And as such, this staff was made and asked to be presented by our crown to you. And here's a 4-page letter. You may read that on your own.
This staff, is that her name or? But I got to read it, but it has stenciled in his ram's horns as well. You are an excellent representative of our kingdom, and we really appreciate you. And clearly, for such a tender young age, your word frame throughout the society has just begun, and we expect so much more in the future. So for you, and yes, read that letter at your convenience. Well done.
for this exalted and exemplary reflection of the bardic arts of Artemisia throughout the known world. 3 cheers! Viva! 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 Viva!
I'm going to jump in here real quick before our herald proceeds. It's hard to pull a fast one on the herald, especially when he has access to the spreadsheet where everything is going on. So this is not really exactly a surprise. But we had asked His Excellency Ulrich, our longtime friend, to serve as our Vox for our reign. For us, the Vox Griffis is the voice of the crown. They present to the populace our image of what a crown should be. And Ulrich, you were at the top of my list to do this job. And we just have a small token, as you know. Your Excellency?
I kind of want to do this myself, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, by all means.
Be it known throughout these laurel lands of Artemisia that James Ulrich McKellar, having surrendered himself fully to our service, does deserve our most profound gratitude. Therefore, we, Sean and Nisa, Rex and Regina, do award him the loyal and zealous Order of the Golden Griffin's Heart. Done this 5th day of March, Anno Societatis 56, being the year 2022 in the Common Era at Defenders Tournament in our Barony of Loch Salann. Sean, Rex, Nisa, Regina.
Thank you for helping us present the image of the crown that we said was there. You were a great gift to us, and this is a small token of our appreciation.
Good night, Steve. Top that is quite welcome.
The scroll was done by Denise of Amberley, current Baroness of 1,000 Eyes.
Oh.
And just so you guys know that sticker's not there. I put it in the plastic bag where.
Oh. Oh, yes. It is small but mighty.
3 cheers for the newest member of the Golden Griffin's Heart. Viva!
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 Now get back to work. Good job.
If you want, Your Majesties, that will be easier than just what I just went through.
Now's the part where you can tell me what we're doing today.
Yes.
Shall I just call the next person before the court? Sure. Their Majesties do call before them Her Excellency Amanda Dispenser.
Your Majesty, how might I do, sir?
Your Excellency.
Why? I would love to do that. Unless I'm in trouble.
So, yeah. Everyone knows where Aaliyah gets so much that inspiration. For generations now, really. But one such. Amanda, you and I had a brief conversation during the pandemic years, in which we agreed to a phrase that I have come to use since. and that is do what you have the capacity to do. Everybody handled these downtimes in their own way and within their own capacity. Some were able to do more. Some were fueled by their capacity was fueled by doing more. As a teacher in the real world, you faced a lot of challenges, and you once told me that there were certain things you did not have the capacity to do, and yet somehow, throughout that time, you stood as a reflection of our great kingdom. You let the known world know what Artemisia is, and you did so well.
Covered most of it. Really, you covered all of it, but you have given a face, Artemisia, that makes us shine that much brighter to everyone around you and to all of the society. You allowed for much larger kingdoms than ours to see that our kingdom may be small, but we are mighty and we are loud in a good way, and we are proud.
Hail ye, citizens of Artemisia and of the known world, as we, Salann and Nisa, monarchs of these mighty griffin lands, do recognize one who shares the glory and honor of our kingdom as she journeys throughout our realm and abroad. Those whom she encounters are immediately taken up in warmth and friendship as she welcomes them into her traveling household. All who gather around her fire are warmed by her light and soothed by her song. She offers service and kindness to friends and strangers alike, lifts those who are of heavy heart, comforts those who are downtrodden, and spreads joy to all within her reach. In Anno Societatis 54, the Order of the Pilgrim of Artemisia was created by Loch and Victus to recognize those whose grace and courtly nature represented the dignity and nobility of the Kingdom of Artemisia throughout the known world. On this day, we name Amanda Dispenser a member of this noble order due to her notable example and her great deeds. We charge her with the continuing duty of representing the virtues and honors of Artemisia as she visits our neighbors near and far, that all whom she meets will know the greatness of our majestic kingdom. Done this 5th day of March, Anno Societatis 56, being the year 2022 in the Common Era, Sean, Rex Griffiths, Nisa, Regina.
Lachlan and Vigdis, the 45th Crowns of Artemisia, established this order and did name Conrad McMichael as the premier. Their graces, Dan and Barony, had not an opportunity to present such. You are the second such member of this order, and we could think of no one more deserving, no one who presents to the known world what we know that we do it better.
Calligraphy and elimination by Hair Wearer.
Of course.
Virtual way.
So would the rest of the order like to join?
Well, 3 cheers for this newest pilgrim of Artemisia. Viva!
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 Your Royal Highness, here to address the court.
I would like to invite everyone to a lovely weekend, next weekend exactly. We're all going to show up, and we're all going to have a great time, and everyone's really going to make it out of it. Really, nothing's gonna change here at all. It's gonna be so much fun for everyone involved. I'd be happy if everyone joined me. Also, April 22nd, in the Kingdom of Artemisia, there is a tiny, tiny little event where Artemisia is just going to have a picnic on an island. And I would like to invade.
In order to introduce winning.
It is going to be my island. I don't like losing, which means I'm definitely going to need people to help me. So I would very much appreciate it if everyone went to Honor War in Artemisia, which is a wonderful event. And I hope that you can all join us.
Might I approach? So honor war. Everyone should go. It's a hoot. All of the heavies need to get rapier authorized so they can join His Highness on the rapier
I'll be on
field.
both fields, and I don't want to lose either. So let's work on that team.
Because as much as I hate to admit this, the rapier portion of the war, we have never won.
Excuse the
That's
what?
going to change.
You are wrong.
Did we get that one here?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
I know for a fact that we won one.
We can make it.
I was
We can
there.
use a shield wall.
The point is, it's a wonderful event. It's a lot of fun. And His Highness has committed to fighting both on the heavy and the rapier field. So, we want to get a good showing to back up His Highness on that.
Please go up to me.
Thank you.
It's perfect.
Your Excellency stands you guys. Dare you to address the populace?
First off, we had a fantastic time today. I learned a new game and was reacquainted with another one. So, thank you for that. And as far as anything else going on, we have a couple of events coming up tomorrow. Have Brooke will be, let us know.
We do have, so after the fabulous events that we're going to have next week, and we are all going to be there, there's another event the week after. So, Saturday, March 19th is our colonial campus. That is both heavy and rapier. We also have our sciences, so very much like the event that we had today. Sans decoupage.
We don't have one.
So, yes, we don't have that intensive. But it's a fun event. If you have an opportunity to come and visit us in Thousand Eyes, the weekend after that part of this event. We also are hosting the Spring Crown Tournament Saturday, April 16th in the Bonneville County Fairgrounds. We're so looking forward to hosting this. We have a lot of ideas, and
More details will be forthcoming.
yes, at this next event that's coming up, it's going to be fabulous.
No, it's a really good time.
Really
I'm so excited. It's just a big party for everybody.
It sounds like it's going to be the best event of our
It's really been a long time.
Yeah, nothing changing, nothing at all.
What we're really excited about is Uprising War 33. It's June 9th through 12th. We have a new site, but it's a new old site. This is the Scout Hollow in Rigby, Idaho. It's just a little further north. It's a beautiful site. It's treed. It's grassy, not paved. We have a little stream that runs through it right off the highway. We have a lot of facilities very close. We do have area for campers. It's first come, first served. Also, if you have a large group, we would like ahead of that group to get a hold of the land coordinator, who is our central Ray. And he is looking forward to people reaching out to him to do the little land areas. And we're really looking forward to this. We are bringing back more animal classes, turnips. It's really going to be kind of a big deal. And we're really, 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 really as many of you could make it as possible.
I jump up and down, but I can't.
I know it's gonna happen, so.
And that's all I have. And thank you again for a wonderful event.
She speaks so much better than I do.
All right. Yep.
Your Excellency of Arnhold, would you please speak before our public?
Yes.
Pray, heed the word of Her Excellency Varia.
Thank you. Thank you, kind Harold, for your words of wordness. I'd like to say I had a great time today, and it's true. I met new people. I stood on the side of the field. I told them way too much about the history of this barony, about the history of this kingdom, about what people do. Go to this website, join this group. There's a lot of stuff. And I talked to people that I haven't seen forever, and that was awesome. And unfortunately, I don't think any of those people came back to court. Because, I've met you before. We've shared a pipe of tobacco. Whoa. But just want to remind everyone, it is awesome to reach out to the new people. They are so full of the new and the what is going on and how is this. And some of them, you're like, oh, well, they're dressed right. They're obviously from some other group. Why should I stop and talk to them? If you don't know a person, even if you're not wearing one of these, introduce yourself, say hello, get to know them. I had the best day ever, because I was just, and every time someone walks by me, and you all know, I'm like, hey, these are new people! They're from your group! This is what they do! I had a blast. We gotta keep doing it, or it's just us old people drinking beer around a fire. Which is okay, but I would much rather have new people with new stories and new things that happen. And he's right, I would appreciate new beer.
Speaking of beer.
I am. Thank you all. I love this event. Thank you, Your Majesties. I had a great time. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Always a pleasure. You're always welcome to come to my place. I got a basement full of beer. I'm just saying. I'm an alcoholic. Still got a basement full of beer. Ask my wife. She's like, drink it. Okay. Thank you. We have an event in May. Go to Uprising. Honor War. Because you know what? It's warm at Honor War. I'm going to say that when I say that out loud. There's tents at Honor War. And you can go.
700 feet elevation down there.
And it's right on the river. Oh my God. Every time I go, I'm so excited because it's the first time I get to go since I got this. So I get lentils. You all will understand later. I'm like, get lentils! Okay, thank you. Bye. Lentils. You don't understand.
Your Excellency, I'm not sure if this is going to be nearly as entertaining as Gloria, but
Sorry.
Frady, my best
You're a hard act to follow.
Sorry.
It's true.
I as well had a great time. I met a lot of new people. I talked to a lot of people I haven't seen. I enjoyed watching everybody having fun, gaming, fighting. I did enjoy the arts display. And I do have to ask the little artist if she will please come up for a moment.
Your Majesty, do I have permission to address your we finally did our quest. I've been planning this event for 2.5 years.
Vicky G, it better be the best event ever.
Oh, well, there's going to be poodles and high horses involved, so I'm pretty sure.
I'm there.
Yeah. So on the 25th of June. It is only one day. We're going to be meeting in Romer Park, which is in Washington Terrace up by Ogden. It's a very pretty park. It's got a very nice pavilion. It's got a place where the kids can play. But best of all, it's got a nice big chunk of grass where we can do some fighting and some questing. Now, because we haven't had the chance, everything has been tossed into this event. So if possible, tentatively, we will be doing the heavy champion, the rapier champion, the arts and sciences champion, and the bardic champion, and that's before lunch. And then there will be quests. So the quest this year is Joan of Arc. So everything will be Frenchified. I'm so excited. There will be at least one station in which you have to identify Stinky Cheese. I think we're going to handicap Germaine, but other than that, we're going to be good.
If we call her Germaine, is it okay? Because then she'll be more German.
Let's see. There is a theme for the arts and sciences. Anybody can join in any one of the competitions. The highest ranking member of Griffin's Lair will be the Lair's champion. However, there will be prizes for the person that actually wins the whole thing. The theme for the arts and sciences is Joan of Arc. So whatever you do needs to be connected to Joan of Arc in some way. And the documentation requirements is 1 page plus sources. So your sources can be a separate page. The 1 page is your write-up. You do need to explain, at least in one small paragraph, how whatever it is you're entering is related to Joan of Arc. And if the best you can do is 14th century France, I'm totally good with that. So, yeah. But there will be, each quest team will need 1 heavy, 1 rapier, and at least 1 child. And there's 7 or 8 quest stations in the works, and I'm planning on having a wicked good time, so come see us. And it's cheap, seriously cheap. So.
I just want to say thank you. I hope to see you all soon again, and I hope we revisit that fun.
Your Excellency of the Tavia, would you care to address this court?
Yeah. Your Majesty, Your Highness, Your Excellency, thank you so much, all of you, for your hospitality, your kindness, your warm welcome. I have had an absolutely fabulous day today. I've met a ton of new people, got to sing, watched fighting. You have some very impressive artists. I was very impressed with the displays that were on exhibit. Overall, I had a wonderful time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Johnny.
Your Excellencies of Loch, Salann, I'm quite confident you have some business to take care of today.
Hearing reopens the court of Raven and Sasha, Baron and Baroness of Loch Salann. Oh, it's been a big day.
Who tried something today that they haven't done before? Success! Woo! It was an absolutely amazing day. But before we get started on all of the things we need to do, I know that Senor Bacon, you have a young person with you, and there was another young person that I was seeing bouncing around. Can we talk to them? And if there are other young people that are here?
Little or young?
Young.
Dim.
There are other young people.
It's okay, little man.
Hey. Here, buddy. I promise it's not scary. You don't even have to kneel. You can just be right here, okay? What I would like you to do is I would like you to choose one of these.
Dang it, kids always get the best things. Right? They're stick horses, man. Bet if you put those in water, they get big.
You get the gold one.
Some of them are unicorns, some of them are horses.
I want the golden one with the nice shiny white one.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for sticking out so long. I know this is a rough day for kids, so thank you very much.
Their Excellencies call forward the autocrat of this event.
So before she gets started, did you have fun today? Great job for a first time. I mean, all of it, every bit of it.
But we understand you have much business.
I'm trustworthy.
I have no doubt about your hey everybody, so Raven asked a question. Did you have fun today? So, first of all, I just want to thank everyone for coming, and also wanted to thank everyone for being so diligent about wearing the mask when indoors. I didn't really have to comp anyone today, and it just communicated the level of respect that Artemisia shows, and so I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for all the help that we had throughout today. Great classes, great fighting, last minute stand-in tournament. Woo! So thank you so much, everyone. I couldn't do this alone. So I appreciate everybody and what they have offered for this event. Before we get to the defenders and the tournament runners who announce the winners, we did another challenge today, the Choose Your Defender Challenge, and we have some winners for that as well. Yeah. So guess what? They're all newcomers. Well, for acknowledging one.
Their Excellencies, Raven and Sasha, recognize Team Dantes Austin as Shrimply the best. By those in attendance this 5th day of March, Anno Societatis 56 being 2022 in the Common Era. Their Excellencies, Raven and Sasha, recognize Team Dantes Christina as Shrimply the best, as chosen by those here this 5th day of March at Anno Societatis 56 being 2022 Gregorian. Their Excellencies, Raven and Sasha, recognize Alpdis as Shrimply the best, as chosen by those in attendance this 5th day of March at Societatis 56 being 2022. Their Excellencies, Raven and Sasha, recognize April as Shrimply the best, as chosen by those here this 5th day of March and Societatis 56 being 2022 Gregorian.
So I imagine that there are some questions in terms of Alphys being here. So we had an individual winner who was April, one of our newcomers. Unfortunately, she's not here, so Alphys wins by default. She is Shrimply the best! We have our team winners, newcomers here, Austin and Christina.
Okay, there's
What are they? What are they? Shrimp socks?
Shrimp socks.
Shrimp socks.
And our efforts as a collective were success. We were even able to keep the weather at bay long enough until evening court, and then there was hail and lightning, and it was crazy.
But we're inside.
We're inside, so it's fine. It's fine. All right, so we have defeated the demon Decapod for another year.
Yes, 17 cheers for...
3 cheers for the strictly the best members of the populace. Viva! 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 Viva!
That young man in the white that is walking back in the crowd, newcomer, first time here, in the Modern Middle Ages, is a bagpiper in training.
Because eventually he'll run out of hot air.
Ulrich hasn't yet.
All these years. Yeah, you did an awesome job.
Three cheers for the outcome of this event. Viva! 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 Viva!
So just gotta say, autocrat events, fat moves.
On that same line, any of the barony here locally that would like to autocrat, there is an opportunity for you. We need an autocrat for Melee Madness. If you would like to team up with someone, that is also fine. Please contact their excellencies or our new seneschal and let them know if you are interested.
You don't have to do it alone. It's a team thing, so.
We had a bunch of tournaments today.
Yeah.
Their excellencies call forward their past defenders. His Highness Gabe, Master Elias, Mistress Heloise, His Excellency Raven, and
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You asked me out. All right. Thank you very much for your service. Thank you for the work that you did, even last minute while we chased people down and we put together tournaments, we wrangled things and all of that, and we braved the incumbent weather of awfulness and all the things.
But hey, hold on to the Great Friendship for 2 years, that's like a record.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't have done without you.
thank you. Their excellencies are giving the past defenders of the Barony, the Societas Agrile Cornete.
Sweet. There's only like 4 nerds out there.
I didn't hear what they said.
Their excellencies call forward their new defenders. Anna de Brabant, the Arts and Sciences defender. Erica Burdell, the Arts and Sciences champion. Connor McMichael, the Arts and Science, the rapier champion.
I was like, wow.
Arts and Sciences rapier now, people. It's a whole new thing. And Timur Jokins, the armored combat champion. And their shrimp baits, if they are here. Are you two coming up or what?
All right, we need help, we need help.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh my God, you've all got that so wrong. It's so bad.
So, we have an interesting thing here where there is a there's the winner of the Arts and Sciences competition, and there's our Arts and Sciences defenders. In this case, our winner was Arabella by points, and it was awesome, and you are our defender. And we asked you to help us defend. We had some really, really great entries in Arts and Sciences, and I know our new Minister of Arts and Sciences is looking to try to drive more of that. So encourage your friends, challenge those who are afraid and want to hide in the corners and not show their stuff. Let's see if we can do that, increase that. That'd be super awesome. Okay. Add to the story or say free?
No.
Run. Run.
Apparently you have to stay.
Run.
How can you add to the story?
I'm like, how come you got so much time?
Is there scrolls? Do we have scrolls? We should read those scrolls. Yeah, let's read those scrolls. Read those scrolls.
Be it known that by virtue of assistance in defeating that saline swimming demon decapod, Anna de Brabant is proclaimed the defender of the arts and sciences for the Barony of Loch Salann. Done this 5th day of March, Anno Societatis 56, being the year 2022 in the Common Era. Raven, Baron, Saja, Baroness. Calligraphy by Mistress Casimira. Illumination by Ronald Morgan. What's your title?
Baroness.
Oh, Excellency. Baroness.
Awesome, Baroness.
Baroness, awesome.
Baroness. Excellency.
Oh,
Also, the science is nice.
Is that both? Is that just the one? Oh, okay.
Know all that by virtue of extraordinary and wondrous achievements in arts and sciences competition, Arabella de Rebel is proclaimed the Loch Salann baronial champion of the arts and sciences. Done this 5th day of March, Anno Societatis 56, being the year 2022 Gregorian. Raven, Baron, Saja, Baroness. Calligraphy by Mistress Casimira. Illumination by Her Excellency Ronald Morgan.
Thank you, Ronald and Casimira.
I'm sorry. I wrote it. Who would turn in a scroll without the words on the back? The person who can't read it. The person who can't. Hearken all, for on this day, the wretched brine shrimp, demon decapod of the great lake of salt, did rise again, and once more attempts to lay waste to the lands of Loch Salann. But Connor McMichael did go out and fight dutifully this day to drive back the great demon. To celebrate his success on this day, he is named Rapier Champion of Loch Salann. Defender of Loch Salann. Raven, Baron, Saja, Baroness. They were by me.
Sign those.
And his load, the lady shrimp bait, Guinevere.
Right over there. We'll sign those for you at the front seat.
I'll just hand those to her. She's good at making people sign stuff.
She's good at that.
Mighty are the deeds and great the renown of the one who upon this day has faced our ancient enemy, that devious denizen of the deep. With steady eye and fearless heart, the worthy warrior stood steadfast and repelled the imminent onslaught, driving the demon decapod back to his salty home. Rejoice, all ye citizens, and know that watch is being kept and you may rest safely. The shores are protected and your families are saved once again.
By cameras.
And thus, Raven and Saja, Baron and Baroness of Barony of Loch Salann, proclaim Timur, conqueror of the great brine shrimp and defender of the great salt waste. Woo! Celebrate this 5th day of March, Anno Societatis 56, and let it be remembered. Raven, Baron, Saja, Baroness. Calligraphy and illumination by Amanda Dispenser.
I'd like to add just a little bit to this. There were some fantastic fighters in the heavy tournament today. let it be known that we are Artemisia, we are legion, and we are mighty.
But wait, there is a tale but half told. For it is ever by inspiration and unity of plan that any great victory is achieved. Who then stands upon the shore with bravery and wit, luring forth the fearsome foe from the dark and murky waters? Who, with word of encouragement, a cheerful hand, and a handy cool beverage, energized and spurred our hero to victory? Sound forth the proclamation to all the known world that Raven and Saja named Jezebel the Golden, the brine shrimp bait, and is accorded all rights and privileges due this ring. Done this 5th day of March, Anno Societatis 56, being 2022 in the Common Era. Raven Baron, Saja Baroness, calligraphy and illumination by Amit Spencer. And then perhaps just
That's negotiable.
before
We can negotiate.
I'm kind of jealous of the stroll.
Nice.
That's actually, I didn't see that.
There is, for all of those who are new here, this
Is the crown, the circlet
the
worn?
the only piece that is the oldest piece of regalia in the entire kingdom. This was made from lamp parts from something that is, well, when I was young, it was 100 years old. So really, really, really old. It is the honor of the shrimp bait of the heavy tournament to get the honor to wear this for 1 year.
Or until
Well, I'm worried about 1 year.
1 year, give or take a week.
Pass this on to you. Knowing that you and for both know how important this
Yes, 3 cheers.
3 cheers for the newest champions and defenders of the Barony of Loch Salann. Viva!
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 Yes,
Yeah.
Steve?
Oh, okay.
There is. Fifteen, under 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear, Brian. Hold on here.
Yes. Go to the other side.
How many years? 3 years for this?
Hi, everybody! Hi, Timmer! How's that done?
None of this has been rehearsed because when Timmer and I spend too much time together, words like premeditated get thrown around.
This is needed.
Did we kill shrimp today?
We not only killed the shrimp, but we like humiliated the shrimp, then we embarrassed the shrimp. And honestly, it wasn't just us. We had cohorts. I had 2 cohorts. Where are my cohorts? Stand cohorts. You know who I'm talking to. There's our cohort 1. Yeah, stand up, you lazy. There you go. But it took more than just cohorts. You two can sit down now. It took inspiration. Where's your inspiration?
Ooh, she's back there.
She's back there?
She's working.
Yeah. You know what my inspiration told me? Dad, I'm busy. You go do it on your own. Oh, whatever. Hey, Connor, how are you doing today? Should we go sell shrimp?
We did, but you know what? And I would like to say, normally I'm very good when I get dressed. I was in a hurry today. So not only did I have my love and inspiration over there inspiring me against shrimp, I had the most powerful weapon against brine shrimp known to man. Because when I went to go fight against his grace,
That's not a good sign.
he let me.
Are you having a stroke?
His white scarf. So I took on the field with me. Timber shrimp. The shrimp
They just ran, right? They
Just
ran.
took off.
That's
Just
it. That's
boom,
all I know,
bang,
yeah,
bam.
yeah.
And then we stabbed it from behind.
Right,
You
exactly.
know.
Stabbed it in the behind? Ew.
That thing gets falling apart. They don't know. They open up the other shit.
You're welcome. Okay, they said PG, right?
You gotta behave.
Yeah. PG and 3 minutes. I think we're done.
Your 3 minutes is up, man. Wrap it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all, everyone.
Run! Run!
We haven't realized you paid the shrimp to back away yet. It's okay.
Oh, we did. We bribed it to go to where? Star Coffin. It's gonna go to Star Coffin. No, I got it. With your permission, Reared Abwehrson, will you please join us? Hi. Hi there. So, you know I love you, right? So we heard that there was some sort of small hurt done to you in your heart, and it's true you had one. That you needed one. And far be it for me to deprive such a grand member of our populace something that is their heart's desire. So please, from our panoply of stables, choose one of these mighty steeds to ride into battle.
And I shall.
So, for yet another part of the Loch Salann cavalry, Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat!
Wait, all I had to do to get one of those was like be really hurt?
You're right there.
Like,
Let's get the hell out of here.
okay. Ow! Her Excellency calls forward the outgoing Baroness's champions.
Am I?
Outgoing champions, would that be like Gabe and Liz?
No. Baroness is champions, not defenders.
So Marcos is my heavy champion.
Okay.
So, and he has,
champions, yeah.
so I have already thanked him.
Our Bard has also was not able to attend, so Vincenzo.
Camera. He's pointing at the camera.
Thank you so much for your service. Appreciate it. All right. good time to do it. Yeah. It's a good time to chat with people. Serious stuff. I did more serious stuff than I just thought. It was a good time. No blood flow, no permanent damage. Okay. As you should, me too.
I have heard some amazing things about you.
I don't know about you, you're pretty okay.
I heard about the cows on the game. I asked you.
Excellent, because once a cook's Celine, always a cook. Order. Thank you very much. You're awesome, and we are going to have plans.
Yeah, I'll have time. Her Excellency calls before her Ursa. Okay, I'll do that. 3 cheers for the Baroness's champions of Loch Salann. Vivat! 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 Their Excellencies call before them Mistress Germaine Jambert L'Innocente. Yep. See, we found that there was an error that had been made.
It should have happened.
It happened a while ago. Okay. We want to make sure that happens. The Barony of Loch Salann is well blessed with many skilled and dedicated artisans, and among them stand our archers, who in our service send their arrows in constant flight, much like the geese whose feathers are such a vital part of those same arrows. Germaine Jambert L'Innocente, you have proven yourself to be one such person, and at this time, Raven and Saja, Baron and Baroness of Loch Salann, recognize your skill with the bow and arrow and name you a member of the Order of the White Goose.
Ramon, you were our archery champion for a little bit, if I remember right. Still, yeah. And then you set that out, all that. Plus you worked as the captain and helped with the shoots and everything. So, yeah, the work has been done.
You are charged to continue protecting the barony with bow and arrow and to honk at times deemed appropriate. Done this 5th day of March, Anno Societatis 56, Being 2022 in the Common Era. Raven, Baron, Saja, Baroness. Calligraphy and illumination by Baroness Bronwyn.
Oh yeah, there's the thing.
First honk, please. Three cheers for the newest member of the Order of the White Goose. Viva! 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 Hearing closest to court of Raven and Saja, Baron and Baroness of Loch, Salann.
Their Majesties call before their presence Lady Arabella D'Arabella.
Welcome back.
Hi. So, fighting, that's what I'm fighting. Specifically right there. Will.
Thank you.
Alright, fine, you're forgiven.
Arabella, we have taken note of your skill with the rapier blade.
Obviously not today, but.
It was a timing issue, Your Majesties. It was a timing issue.
We noticed that you are one of the stalwarts at Barony fighter practice. That you're always there with your rapier blade, and to some extent, I suppose you're supporting, the guy over there.
Cast. His supporting cast.
We do. We have noticed, and we wish to have you recognized for such.
Let it be known unto all whom these present letters shall come, that we, Shani, Nisa, monarchs of fair Artemisia, send greetings, having heard much good of our subject Arabella D'Arabella, who has distinguished herself by her great skill with the rapier and diverse acts of courtesy. We are minded this day to make her a companion of the golden scarf. Being year 2022, Gregorian, Sean, Rex, Nisa, Regina.
Arabella, one of the great difficulties of the pandemic and us not being able to be together and congregate is the fighting community, both the heavy and the rapier. I hesitate to say suffered, but probably took the most immediate impact in that we were unable to do the thing because we can't be with the other people where we can do the thing. So it was very difficult in those last couple of years to take note of those fighters who have excelled and who have progressed. And we see that in you. Despite the time off, we see the work that you have done. We see the progress that you have made. We are very pleased with everything that you've done, and you come highly recommended for this particular recognition.
Well,
Oh, okay. I was like, I voted too. I mean, besides the fact that I already know you're very excited.
one scarf was made from some garb I made for her for archery on the heavy field. The other was fabric donated by
From my vigil, or my elevation gown. She's right-handed, it's okay.
Just so you know, the scroll is by Sophia Ivor's daughter, but because we weren't quite sure when we'd be able to actually give this to you, the dates aren't actually filled in. So, you might want to get with Sophia and have that finished. I just kind of winged that.
But this is the scroll. It is beautiful. And it is magic.
Thank you for your effort. We're very pleased.
Three cheers for Artemisia's newest golden scarf. Viva! 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 Your Majesties, I do believe we have one final very important piece of business to conduct at this time. But before we do that, I need to hand an implement up to you.
Excuse me.
Isn't there supposed to be a couplet for the wrists?
Your Majesty, it's your kingdom, it's your will and pleasure. If you deserve it to be in stocks, who am I to gainsay you? That would be an odd way to recognize him this day, however.
I don't know, it is the real
They're weirdos.
The strength and stability of the kingdom is found within the virtues of its people who provide arms in times of war, art in times of peace, and service in times of need. There are those who stand in its defense and their words and swords facing its foes with courage and honor. They are fierce in battle, protectors of the innocent, generous with knowledge, examples of courtesy, skill, and grace, bringing honor to our queen and to our kingdom. Members of the Order of Defense, at this time, their majesties require you to attend them. Please come forth.
All the swords.
Oh, the swords.
Their majesties call before them now Ulrich von Grimme.
Your Majesties, Your Highness, Your Excellencies, peers of the realm, members of the Order of Chivalry, the Order of the Laurel, the Order of the Pelican, and the Order of Defense, my lords and ladies and populace all, comes before you now one who has been recognized in no particular order, the recipient of the list of chivalry, a member of the Order of the White Osprey, the Order of the White Lark, the Ermine and Gauntlet, the Ermine and Quill, the Quad Libet, the Griffin and Axe, the Griffin and Francesca, entrusted by their majesties with an award of arms, a member of the Order of the Golden Scarf, the Golden Maple Leaf, served as the Bard of Loch Salann, served as the Thrown Weapons Champion of Loch Salann, served as the Bard of Artemisia, served as the Thrown Weapons Champion of Artemisia, recognized as a Thrown Weapons Master, recognized as a member of the Order of the Papillon, and finally, one who I have been honored to call my friend, my comrade, my brother in arms since the day he began this journey to in service to the dream. Everyone, Ulrich von Grimme.
To the members of this order,
I've come to this moment to ask this
Ulrich, we have indeed taken counsel from this order, and at the recommendation, we'd ask you now, is it still your intent to join the Order of Defense?
It is my desire to serve this society, this kingdom, and these people.
Before we may proceed, you are in service and in fealty to a member of the Order of Defense, and we would have you released.
Your Majesties, the gentles, I am Elias Tegar, member of the Laurel and member of the Order of Defense. And this man is not yet able to become part of this order. He has something of mine, and I must demand he give it back. But before we break this bond of ours, and while you are still contractually obligated to listen to me, I have final words for you. Shortly after Her Majesties brought you forth in solstice, a friend of ours came to me, and he jokingly said, "Elias, congratulations! You finally got through your problem students." And I laughed. But it stuck with me. Why would Ulrich be my problem student? I gave this thought, and at first I thought, it is because he is so loud. But I threw this thought away. For he has harnessed those skills to become a fabulous bard and voice herald. I gave it more thought. And I decided it must be his putting his foot in his mouth problem. And for a while I was convinced this was it. But that led me to remember this has led him to be able to speak the truth as he views it, even when those he is giving the advice to may not want to hear it. That is a quality that peers should have. So I thought some more. I don't give up so easily. And I decided it must be his stubbornness. No, that too was wrong. His stubbornness has enabled him to endure all of his struggles and his mistakes. To focus them into growing and to better himself. And nothing I can think of is more pure like that. It also gives him incredible will. I know personally. He has been there for me. So, this is what I concluded. Ulrich, maybe you were my problem student. But your endless desire to persevere and your willingness to listen and learn and to put in the work to improve yourselves and those around you has led you to this moment. And if you continue to grow, to learn, and to use these skills as your time continues, they can lead you to becoming one of the greatest peers of our kingdom and our society. Ulrich, that red collar no longer suits you. It is with great sadness and joy I must ask you to do that. Your Majesties, thank you for your time and your indulgence.
there a collar?
There is. This collar was made for him and the medallion by Wolfram.
Or if we would have this medallion, this collar, pass it on to the order so they can imbue it with their best wishes for you. And while that is happening, we would hear words from our peers and the populace of your great deeds. Is there a member of the Order of Chivalry who will speak on behalf of this man?
There is. As a fellow problem student.
Yeah, that checks out.
Ulrich, I have to write these things down now as I won't remember them. I won't be able to talk. So spend some time writing them out. I'm gonna take off my mask and I'm gonna be loud. One of the things that I found when I started to think of what I would say to you and for you, and those who are with us today, is that I'm missing a lot of memories. I'm missing a lot that I would have hoped to share with all of you. So I started looking for them. I looked in pictures throughout our time together. What I found speaks strongly of why we're here today. I'm here today to speak for you, Ulrich von Grimm, as a member of the chivalry. So, of course, I'll speak to your martial endeavors. Ulrich, you have a marked presence on the fighting fields of this kingdom and abroad. A mark of a knight is not only to display the prowess of a fighter, but also to display the love of fighting and a camaraderie with those who share the fields of glory. But let me tell you what else I found. This is where I get weepy. I searched for these memories, and I searched them hard. These things I mention because they're not only what makes a goodly knight or a goodly member of this grand order, they also are what makes us here. I saw an artisan, a person who endeavors to make the SCA a little more vivid through the arts and trying things. I saw a servant who gave of their time and efforts to help, oftentimes at the drop of a hat. These make someone's burden just a little bit lighter. I saw a bard whose quick wit and light mind has often shown bright light when it was most needed. I saw a loyal and steadfast person. I saw a father. I saw a student. I saw a husband, and I saw a friend. To summarize, these are all things that I believe make us here. So, as such, do I, Count Raven, Sir Robert the Raven MacLeod, Master of the Pelican, set forth my sign and seal that I do commend you to their majesties as a peer and also as a peer and as a knight, and commend you to add him to this order as you see fit.
Is there a member of the Order of the Laurel that will speak for him?
Majesties, I am Baroness Bronwyn Morgan, former Baroness of Salann, Baroness of Grimme, and I will speak on Ulrich. Ulrich is a very fantastic bird. He entertains the crowd. He holds the crowd in the palm of his hand. And when he was my bard, I asked him to sing one song. It's my favorite song. It's Artemisia Woman. It's about strong women. It's a wonderful song. And he read the lyrics, and he asked the Raven who wrote the song to give him the tune. And then he said, Your Excellency, I need to change this song. There's a word in this song that I won't say, and it wasn't bugger. I commend him for standing up for his values. It's still my favorite song, and I don't have a problem with that one, but he does. So I come up with that. He's a fantastic bird. And as a well-rounded peer, one must do all the things. I recommend him strongly.
Is there a member of the Order of the Pelican who will speak on behalf of this man?
Your Majesties. Pardon me.
Who is this man?
I've known Ulrich for a very long time now. Ever since he started, or, you know, at least the day or two after. When he asked me to speak for him, I'm glad he gave me notes. I need to think about this, write things down. As I've joked with him as recently as this morning. Webster's Dictionary defines service. I'm kidding. But as a member of the Order of the Pelican and as Your Majesty and various others that are up here, it is one of the hardest things to define that we do in the society. It's, if it were a modern Supreme Court ruling, I know it when I see it. Yes, that exactly. Ulrich serves. It's what he did. He produces art to give away his gifts. Some people see that as more worldly, but it serves. Scrolls, marsh, helping set up the field. Everything that he does, and whether it is on the rapier field or his work with thrown weapons, with creating art, with everything that he does to make the rapier community, Kingdom of Artemisia, and the society a better place for all. That is the true all-around service. I myself, and I believe many others believe, is the hallmark of a peer. As a member of the Order of the Pelican, I heartily recommend Your Majesty's continued dedication. Thank you.
Is there a member, wait, is there a royal peer that will speak for this man?
There is, and I will try to keep myself together.
I cried.
Countess Saja Al-Shirazi.
I know this man since he started playing. I have watched him grow. I have watched him challenge. I have watched him challenge others. I have fought by his side. I have fought against him. And I have had the great honor that every rose tournament that has been held that he could attend, he has fought for my honor. This man protects the honor of those whom he cares about. I wholeheartedly
Is there a member of the populace who will speak on behalf of this one?
There is. My name is Razumnik Jaroslavich Jaroblev Raz. If you want to know Ulrich, you need to know one very important thing. He is unequivocally, truly good. I recall when I was a new fencer, struggling to improve, it was Ulrich who took me under his wing as his first student. He helped me begin to sharpen the saw and found my first steps beyond simply showing up to practice. I will never forget how that has helped me become what I am so far. Being told that I needed to improve my stance by walking on my balls was perplexing, I'll admit. But because he pitched it as a joke, I've never forgotten that. That lesson has stuck with me to this day.
Oh, it's going to stick with us.
When I was given my war of arms, it was he and Nicolina that schemed together to find a dagger suited to my persona, found this kinjal, and ensured it was presented with the award. I still keep my student medallion attached to the sheath right here as a reminder of all that he did for me and continues to. I recall years ago, his daughter Allison was invited to sit between their majesties Glenn and Floki as they sat evening court. I remember the way she beamed to be there and how happy he was to see her there. That was the truest face of love I ever seen on that man. He loves and adores his family, and they him. His loyalty to them and to those he holds close is unquestionable. I have watched him take on challenges of all kinds, rolling with the punches and doing his absolute best to develop himself to be the best version of Ulrich that he can be. I know few so committed to perfecting their abilities in real life and on the fighting field. And yet, because of such exacting expectations of himself, he knows how to listen and advise as you endure struggles of your own. He understands very well how it feels to fight the current and has been a source of support in heavy times for more than a few of us, myself especially. That support usually starts with helping you feel understood and then to make you laugh at how silly it is to be so serious. A few years back, I had racked my brain to figure out what it was I lacked to make that jump to a gold scarf level fight. And Ulrich patiently coached me through all of it. But I was still always feeling an unknowable distance to that. He encouraged me, knowing it would take determination and consistency on my part and a little luck. The day Gage and I were given our scarves together, he had tasked a certain courier to deliver a letter. He had known I was going to be given the scarf at Estrella and could not make it, so he made certain I would hear his voice in his absence. It was on A4 printer paper, and it said, and I quote, "That'll do, pig, that'll do." That's it. 24-point font, center of the page. Nothing else. I have that scroll framed with that ridiculous letter visible below it, and I treasure it. Ulrich von Grimm has been weighed and measured in heart and mind and deed, and absolutely has been found worthy to serve you as a master of defense.
Is there a member of the Order of Defense?
There is, Your Majesty.
I am Mr. Nicolina Picard, and I speak to this man as a member of the Order of Defense. Your Majesties, this guy.
This guy.
This guy, before you sits a man, few words, loud words, a few words, and many, many really bad puns. He was one of the first people I met when I came to this kingdom. And while initially I thought about running back to the outlet screaming because these are an entering vehicle and crazy. But in the years since then, I've had the opportunity and the honor to get to know him and to count him among my friends. This is a man who is a match for anyone on the rapier field. This is a man who is there for anyone in their time of need. This is a man who, he bypassed the shell of internet memes and aforementioned bad puns. mine, a soft, warm soul that has earned him the name Panda among his friends. This is a man who sees people who are so often unseen, who gives aid and instruction to many of us who are just a newbie or the newcomer to the kingdom at one point. And helps them to succeed when often they feel like they don't have the tools to do so. In short, this man is a peer, and it is with my wholehearted support that I recommend him for this work.
Lord, at this time, we bathe you and cleanse you, not to wash away that which is Ulrich, but to refresh you and to cleanse you as you start on this new part of your journey in the society and as a peer. This towel is prepared to you by Mr. Sprung in the morning. Okay. Ulrich, at this time, we would hear your oath, and we would ask these members of this order to join you so that you may understand the weight of this oath that you are presenting before us.
This day do I
This day do I, Ulrich von Grimme,
swear to protect and serve
swear to protect and to serve
the society as a master of defense
the society as a master of defense
and a peer of this realm.
and a peer of this realm.
I swear to be true
I swear to be true
and speak words of honesty and wisdom,
and speak words of honesty and wisdom,
that all who may
be
strengthened by them.
hear them may be strengthened by them.
I swear to teach
I swear to teach
as I have been taught,
as I have been taught,
and to never cease learning,
and to never cease learning,
that I might build upon the foundations
that I might build upon the foundations
of knowledge set by those before me.
of knowledge of those set before me.
I swear to show humility
I swear to show humility
in my victories
in my victories
and honesty in my failures,
and honesty in my failures,
that those who follow
after
may know each part
after
may know
each part
each is part of the journey.
each is part of the journey.
This I do swear by my sword,
This I do swear by my sword,
my collar and my honor,
my collar and my honor,
so say I.
so say I, Ulrich von Grimme.
Ulrich, then do we, Sean,
And we need some.
hear these words and know them to be true, and do for our part swear to protect you and your household from all dangers and all harm as best we may, and to serve you as best we may in the fulfillment of your duties as a peer. These things we swear to you until these crowns shall pass from our hands, death take us, or the world ends.
gonna do it?
However, I will say, Art, may this be the last challenge that goes on.
Please rise. Face forward. Dear people of Artemisia and the known world, we present to you Ulrich von Grimme, Master of Defense. Let the scroll be read. Woo! Short and sweet.
Ulrich von Grimme is hereby recognized as a member of the Order of Defense done this 5th day of March, Anno Societatis 56, in the Kingdom of Artemisia, Sean King, Nisa Queen. That's it. I would like to point out that Elias Tagar made this scroll, and it is based on a historical manuscript. You should look at it.
Also, Elias can't draw.
It has a panda.
Right here.
3 cheers for our newest Master of Defense, Vivat!
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 Present Art.
Tuck and roll. Tuck and roll.
Well, that's timing.
I heard Her Highness did it.
You know what? We're almost done. Their Excellencies have something that they would like to go over that they forgot earlier, so we'll come to that.
We, what? Yes.
Herein opens the court of their excellencies, Raven and Sajan, Baron and Baroness of Loch.
Hello, everyone. We forgot something very, very important. We would like to thank Vincenzo for his service as our bard for the time that he has been doing that. And also Catherine for the work that she's done as well as our virtual defender. At this time, we would call into our presence Nicolina. Just real quick, we missed doing this earlier, and we would like to thank you for
what you're talking about?
I do.
Hey, would you like to be our bard of the bard of Barcelona?
I accept this position.
So just so everybody gets what happened, this is obviously a baronial event. She's not part of the barony, she's getting the prize.
She could have lied.
Her Excellency is part of the barony. There you go. Yes.
Very well, thank you all again for attending, for staying so late. It has been a wonderful day. We wish you all good night. Please help the autocrats as best we may to police the hall and get things taken care of so we can depart.
Herein closes the court of Salann and Nisa, Queen and King of all Artemisia. Long live the King!
Long live the King!
Long live the Queen!
Long live the Queen!
Long live the Prince!
Long live the Prince!
Long live the Princess!
Long live the Princess!
Long live the sovereign lands of Artemisia! Viva!
Viva!